Hi, Mr. C back here again, and then right now I've completed both of our leg panels together to add the correct thickness. Now what I want to show you is how to go ahead and glue up and make sure that we have our other panel that's going to have the mortise to receive the tenon from the leg that's going on the angles. So what I did here is I have both these pieces and I'm putting them flush to each other on the edges and on the ends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this down nice and firmly. I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to create a line, the rectangle, go around a couple times. And what I'm doing this for is to make sure I don't get any glue in this area. So that way, when we go ahead to put this together and we slide in that tenon inside here, it isn't already sealed up from being glued already. So that's why I'm marking these like this way. So as you can see, I have my pencil lines here so I know where to make sure I don't have any glue in those areas, or when the glue is, after we glue it, to check those areas to make sure we don't have any glue squeeze out in those areas, okay? So I'm gonna put the glue on this panel here. And then essentially I'm just getting glue There's a fair amount of glue on here right now. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with squeeze out into the edges here. So what I'm going to do now is just like we did before, I'm going to take this, I'm going to place this over. I want this part of the panel outward. Take that there. Now this is a little bit smaller panel than the last one. And if you do have the ability to have a little helper or someone else help you while you're doing this, that is pretty helpful. But if you have to do this by yourself, it's not a big deal. So I want to make sure this is flush in the end. I'm going to add just a little bit of pressure here on this one. It's flush there, add a little bit of pressure in the center, and a little bit of pressure here in the end. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and flip this up, as we had seen before. I'm going to start adding my clamps onto this. Now remember, these are clamps that need to stay parallel. I'm going to work my way down. But we need the clamps to stay parallel, so that way it's providing pressure along that whole surface. So we want to make sure that there isn't a gap. Once I have this one side, I can go ahead and remove the bar clamps. Remember, you should probably try, when you're working with PVA or yellow glue, you're going to want to try and complete the gluing process or your glue up in about 5 to 7 minutes. You don't want it to take a long time. So if you do have a really big job, it is helpful to have another person, another set of hands. Remember, this is MDF, so it's a very refined product that can dent very easily, so you want to be very careful with it, but it's a great product to use whenever you're using veneers. So I don't have any squeeze out in here yet, which is what I'm looking for. Well, I'm looking to see that there is none. I have to tell you this. I do miss having all of you in class. This has been a very strange situation we're in, but we were given a whole bunch of lemons, so let's make some lemonade out of this, make something kind of neat, and let's make this project that you guys have designed, and make sure we make some very happy people down in the office, so that way they have a beautiful hall table where they can put some things on it to display. Hopefully awards from you guys winning at the state and national shows. Obviously this can't be one of them, right? I didn't like the way that looked, and like I said before, no such thing as too many clamps. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I have that all clamped up. Wipe off any excess glue or squeeze out. So you can see in here, we were successful. We didn't get a whole bunch of glue coming out into our mortises here. So we're pretty good as far as we've successfully glued this up where we're not going to seal up part of where the mortise is. It's going to take on the tenon from the legs. So this is how I want to see you glue up a panel for a design project that involves MDF, where you're going to have to use it, mortises in it to glue into, okay? So until next time, I'm Mr. C in the shop, and we'll see you in a few days.